Imagine this. You visit your clinician. She displays an imaging report of your heart's blood vessels and identifies spots of buildup, mineral deposits, narrowed tracts, the beginning phases of a condition that claims more American lives than any other illness. She suggests a statin, advises you to monitor your nutrition, and finishes the consultation. And you depart pondering, is that truly the whole story? Because somewhere in your thoughts, you've recognized that what you consume can either damage or assist those vessels. You simply haven't been provided the details. Here is what nearly everyone is neglecting. A basic pantry item that retails for under $2 at any market has now been analyzed in randomized controlled trials specifically regarding its impact on cardiac vessel plaque. And the findings are something most heart specialists aren't mentioning at standard checkups. Not because they don't value you, but because the data is more recent than most medical schooling, and the item in question doesn't involve a pharmaceutical representative visiting anyone's office. I'm Dr. Lana Mitchell, and this platform exists to bridge that void, providing you the latest peer-reviewed findings on natural heart health methods designed specifically for seniors who seek genuine solutions, not vague tips. If you're not following yet, select that button now, because what I'm explaining today is the type of data that requires years of clinical journals to locate, and I'm distilling it into the upcoming 15 minutes for you. The item is garlic. Now, before you navigate away, this is not about consuming more garlic bread, not about garlic seasoning on your poultry. The particular variety and preparation technique matter immensely, and doing this incorrectly means receiving none of the advantages. Stay here because the variance is everything. Let's begin with what's actually occurring in your vessels, because grasping the process alters how seriously you'll consider what follows. Atherosclerosis, the clinical word for plaque accumulation, doesn't occur because you consumed one too many eggs. It occurs because of a cycle that starts with irritation in the vessel wall itself. Your vessel coating called the endothelium becomes compromised over years of exposure to oxidative stress, high blood sugar, smoking, and persistent low-level irritation. Once that coating is compromised, it becomes tacky. LDL cholesterol, the type linked with plaque, starts to collect in those compromised spots. White blood cells move in to attempt to fix the compromise, but they become stuck in the vessel wall, gather fat, and solidify into the masses we label plaque. So cholesterol is frequently more passenger than motorist. The spark that starts things up is irritation. And that is exactly where garlic performs something notable. Margaret was 67 when her specialist displayed her the findings of her heart CT report. There was detectable mineralizing in two of her primary heart vessels. Her clinician suggested a statin and advised nutritional shifts. She obeyed both directives diligently, but at her 6-month checkup, she inquired about extra choices. Her clinician remarked somewhat casually that some evidence existed on aged garlic extract in vessel wellness. Margaret returned home and spent 3 weeks reviewing through the data herself. She discovered the clinical trials I'm about to describe to you. She initiated a specific plan with her specialist's knowledge and consent. 14 months later, her follow-up scans displayed something her specialist labeled as notable. The advancement of her cardiac mineralization had totally halted. Her C-reactive protein, which is a blood gauge of body-wide irritation, had fallen by 38%. She's 71 now, still using the plan, still tracking. So what is garlic actually performing inside your frame? The primary element is called allicin. When you flatten or chop a fresh garlic bulb, two components that are naturally stored apart inside the bulb, an activator called alliinase and a precursor unit called alliin, come into direct contact. The interaction generates allicin, and allicin is one of the most powerful anti-irritant antioxidant sulfur elements ever discovered in a nutritional source. The problem is that allicin is chemically fragile. Heat ruins it within minutes. Your digestive acid breaks it down before it gains the circulation in significant quantities. So most individuals who consume cooked garlic or who purchase the cheap garlic pills at a discount shop are receiving almost nothing regarding heart health advantages. The delivery system dictates everything. Here's what startled me most when I explored into this data, and this is the section that shifted how I discuss garlic to everyone I assist. When fresh garlic is aged gradually in a cool setting over a span of roughly 20 months, the fragile allicin units convert into something entirely different. They become stable water-soluble organosulfur units, the most vital of which is called S-allyl-cysteine. These stable units are highly bioavailable. Your frame actually takes in and utilizes them effectively. They keep the anti-irritant and antioxidant traits of raw allicin, but without the fragility that makes fresh garlic useless at reaching your vessels. This converted item is called aged garlic extract, and it is what the clinical trials have been analyzing. Let me guide you through the data specifically because I want you to grasp why this isn't just digital health theory. A randomized controlled trial featured in the Journal of Nutrition, led by scientists at the Los Angeles Biomedical Research Institute at Harbor UCLA Medical Center, tracked 55 subjects who all had detectable mineral masses in their heart vessels. Half took aged garlic extract daily, half took a placebo. After one entire year, the aged garlic group displayed zero advancement in their heart vessel mineral scores. The placebo group advanced at the predicted speed, but the result that grabbed everyone's focus was in a specific form of plaque called low attenuation plaque. That's the soft, brittle kind that breaks and triggers cardiac events. The garlic group noticed a statistically significant decrease in soft plaque mass. That is not just inhibiting the issue, that is starting to reverse it. Now, I want to stop here and ask you something. Have you ever had a heart mineral score exam performed? Post your reply in the remarks below and just your age and yes or no. It takes me a few moments to scan, and understanding what this group is actually facing helps me ensure I'm discussing what matters most to you. Beyond the mineral data, the blood pressure data on garlic is just as persuasive. A broad meta-analysis featured in the Journal of Integrative Blood Pressure Control examined 20 distinct randomized controlled trials and discovered that garlic usage decreased systolic blood pressure, your upper figure, by an average of 8.3 mm of mercury. Setting matters here, many blood pressure drugs target a 10 to 12 mm decrease. Obtaining nearly that result from a kitchen-sourced supplement with basically no major side effects is not a minor feat. The same review discovered diastolic blood pressure decreases averaging 5.5 mm of mercury. For someone standing at marginal hypertension, say 135/85, those decreases could mark the gap between requiring medication and not. But here is where the logic moves somewhere most folks don't anticipate. And this next part is truly startling. Aged garlic extract seems to directly alter the microbial makeup of your gut in manners that aid your heart system. A 2019 report featured in the journal Nutrients discovered that consistent garlic usage significantly raised populations of helpful lactobacillus and bifidobacterium microbes while limiting damaging types. Why does this matter for your vessels? Because your gut health directly manages body-wide irritation throughout your whole frame, including in the linings of your blood tubes. Scientists now believe that gut-sourced irritation is a primary factor in plaque advancement. Garlic seems to tackle this upstream at the point of your microbes. That is something no statin has ever been observed to perform. Additionally, garlic has a detectable blood smoothing effect. It lessens your blood's habit to form clumps. A report featured in Phytomedicine discovered that aged garlic extract stopped platelet clumping by up to 58% in certain individuals. That is the same fundamental way by which low-dose aspirin offers heart defense. These outcomes appear to function through a slightly different route than aspirin, which is why some scientists believe garlic extract may supplement, not replace, aspirin use for suitable individuals. Frank is 74, a former educator from Ohio. He'd been on a statin for 6 years. His LDL was well managed, and on paper, his figures appeared okay. But his CRP, his irritation gauge, was stubbornly high at 3.8. His blood pressure, despite using medication, remained around 148/90. He initiated the aged garlic plan below with his specialist's awareness. After 12 weeks, his CRP had fallen to 1.4. His blood pressure averaged 133/82. At his next visit, his specialist decreased his blood pressure dose. His doctor's precise words were, "Whatever you added, keep doing it." Now, let's discuss the plan exactly because this is where the gap between success and failure exists. The specific variety you require is aged garlic extract, not garlic oil units, not garlic dust, not scent-free garlic, not raw garlic segments. Search for those precise words on the container. Aged garlic extract. The item utilized most reliably in the clinical trials I mentioned is Kyolic Formula 100, which is available at CVS, Walgreens, Whole Foods, and on Amazon. A 2-month supply usually costs between $8 and $12, which is where the $2 amount originates. This is truly one of the most budget-friendly heart interventions supported by real clinical evidence. The quantity utilized in the heart mineral reports was 200 mg of aged garlic extract daily taken in 2 split portions. Take 600 mg in the morning with breakfast and 600 mg in the evening with dinner. Split portions maintain more consistent blood levels of the active units throughout the day. If you're reactive to supplements or have a record of stomach issues, begin at 600 milligrams for the first 2 weeks, then move to the entire quantity. Always take it with meals, it digests better and is kinder on the belly. When selecting a product, check for 3 items on the container. First, the text aged garlic extract. Second, standardization to include S-allyl cysteine. That is the vital bioavailable unit your frame actually utilizes. Third, a USP verified or NSF certified mark, which means an outside lab has independently proved that what the container claims is actually in the pill. Quality oversight in supplements matters tremendously, and these marks are how you check it. Provide this plan a minimum of 8 to 12 weeks before checking findings. The heart mineral reports lasted for a full year to see the most striking results, but irritation gauges like CRP often start moving within 6 to 8 weeks. If your doctor already tracks your CRP levels, request a starting check before you begin and a follow-up at 12 weeks. Having figures to compare keeps you and your doctor informed and offers you something tangible to follow. Before you begin, there are safety factors that are mandatory. If you use warfarin, Plavix, aspirin, or any other blood thinning or anti-clumping drugs, consult with your doctor before adding garlic extract. The anti-clumping effects of garlic are genuine, and pairing them with existing thinners needs medical guidance. If you have surgery planned within 2 weeks, wait on starting until after and cease any current garlic usage. Garlic's blood pressure lowering results are significant. If you're on blood pressure drugs, track your blood pressure more often in the first month, especially if you already have values on the lower end of normal. Anyone on immune modulating drugs should consult their clinician first as well. Garlic extract functions best as part of a wider anti-irritant strategy. Adding omega-3 fats from fish oil, 2 to 4 grams daily of a quality item, yields combined effects on vessel irritation. Regular walking, even just 30 minutes 5 days a week, greatly boosts the blood pressure perks, and cutting added sugar and white flour, not removing carbs entirely, just the factory-made, fast-absorbing kinds, significantly drops baseline irritation. The garlic performs more when there's less stress to counter. Reply below right now. Type starting the plan if you're intending to try this. Type already using garlic if you've been doing this for a bit and want to share what you've observed. I truly scan these, and this group's stories help direct what I discuss next. Here is the main point from everything we addressed today. Your vessel wellness is not permanent. The data demonstrates clearly that plaque advancement can be stopped, and with the correct method partly reversed, using methods that are safe, cheap, and accessible to everyone. Aged garlic extract standardized to include S-allyl cysteine taken at 1 to 200 ml daily in split portions has more solid clinical backing for heart benefits than almost any other supplement available without a script. The reports are peer-reviewed, the processes are well grasped, and the findings are repeatable. If today's clip opened your eyes to something your clinician hasn't mentioned, share it with someone you value. Post your current blood pressure reading in the remarks, just the 2 figures, so we can see what this group is managing and check back on growth together. And if you're emailing this to a relative or friend who needs to hear it, type sharing this below. You might be altering someone's wellness path with a single click. I'm Dr. Lana Mitchell. If you haven't followed yet, now is the moment, because next week I'm addressing the one nutrient most heart doctors say is dangerously ignored. And when you witness what occurs to vessel walls when you're low in it, you'll want to find out immediately.